So many of us today have gotten so used to taking digital pictures with our, phones and, other cameras and this and that and that and this. And we just, formulated a digital picture library. And somehow we no longer have that many printed photos of things. See where I'm going with this? Hey, this is Jan from New York City, and I love, love, love helping people to keep some more of their hard earned money. Talk about a gift idea. Now, I did this on my own well over a decade ago because I noticed a lot of people keep a lot of their treasured pictures digitally. And every once in a while, don't you miss looking at a picture in a frame? I mean, seriously, a picture in a frame, a photo in a frame on your wall. And I think that's a wonderful thing. So the other day, I was straightening up my apartment, and TV was on in the background. And there was a gentleman advertising a wonderful business that he's having, an idea. And it's a business of which people will take their treasured photos that, are on digital, send them to their website, customize a frame, and they'll do it for you. I don't know the price, and I don't get a dime for mentioning this type of business, but you can look it up if you're interested. However, for many folks whose budget may not be able to afford that price, and they don't know the price, so maybe you can't afford it, at least for the moment of right now. Some folks cannot afford it right now. But I'll go back to my idea of about a decade ago. And what I did was I noticed a decade ago, a lot of people were just not, keeping photos, if you will. So you can just, get very creative if you have a good printer. Right now, at this moment in time, I don't have a printer. I own the printer. It is in storage someplace, and it's so old now, it would be so out of date. I may as well just consider selling it or whatever, but that's another show. Excuse me, please. Now, for those of you who have a decent printer and know where I'm going with this, you could get very creative. You may have some really gorgeous, and I mean gorgeous photos of friends or family members. How many people have friends or family members that are kind of camera shy, and it's rare that they ever take a picture at all? Or you have a group shot of your, let's say, coworkers or your family, people that you're close to, your friends, a group shot, something that or a solo shot of folks, or just wonderful moments I can't even describe. Only something you as an individual, you could look in your own a digital library. You could find out the cost of what I mentioned earlier versus the possible cost. I don't see what would be wrong in you printing out a picture on a good quality, with a good quality printer on, that good, nice photo paper. And you could get an inexpensive frame. Frames could be costly. Okay. This is where, see, frames, frames could go from the sublime to the ridiculous in price. Now, you could always get the person a generic frame, standard frame for the size of the photo that you're printing, and they could always transfer it out to their own favorite kind of frame one day that's most suitable for their decor. The idea being is that you had printed out an amazing memory. So I'm just saying this in case you're running out of ideas that are affordable. If you have access to a printer at home, have the paper and everything, I know sometimes, of course, the ink could be costly, but if you're working with it anyway and you normally replenish it, hey, just get creative, pick out a photo that they will probably treasure. There you go. Or even for yourself, you might just want to print out a few for yourself, frame them, and make your own wonderful wall art on the cheaper side. Don't forget to check out that business suggestion that I had mentioned. I don't know the name of the business anyway, but it is something I heard about. You may be interested if you have no access to a printer. And I want to tell you a little story about subway maps. I used to love, when I was a child and I was riding New York City subway, back when it was fun. I'm not getting into that, anything like that. But I would turn around in the seat next, my parents were with me, and they inevitably had on each subway car a copy of the map. And I was just fascinated by the New York City Transit Authority subway map. Don't ask me why, But when I was in the second or third grade, I was just fascinated looking at that thing. But I'm not the only one. A lot of people, young, older, oldest, they just like looking at that thing. I am almost positive a person can find that map online. I'm almost positive, so don't quote me. Take a look if that's of interest to you. Then again, here goes your printer again. Perhaps it is something that you can print out and put in an inexpensive frame for anybody who is a map buff. That is where I'm going with that gift suggestion. I know it sounds crazy, but some people are really, fascinated by stuff like that. It doesn't have to be New York either. It could be anywhere USA or anywhere in the world at large. If there's a map from excuse me, another location across the globe that makes you happy and you could get a print of it somehow and print it from your printer and frame it. Hey, talk about a unique gift idea. There you go. Not everybody's going to do that. Just a handful of possible listeners, maybe. Just saying, just saying. So have a lot of fun with being creative. And being creative does not have to be expensive. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for being here.